Welcome to the very first episode of a podcast that Louanne and I have been talking about putting together and starting for a long, long time. So we've decided to name the podcast Filthy Business, no BS talk with a healthy dose of reality. And what we generally want to do with this podcast is have businesses write into us, and we'd like to hot seat their podcast and look at different things that they can do in terms of marketing and ways of growing their business and increasing income. So for this first episode though, what we really wanted to discuss was about being authentic. And for me, I love being my authentic self, and I do manage to polarize people, but if you're not polarizing people, you're doing something wrong. So I've been told. So what do we mean by being your authentic self? I think Louanne was listening to something. She had an epiphany over the last couple of days about rejection, didn't you, Lou?
I think I've been going through a midlife crisis, actually.
Don't we all? We hit our age.
And
25 midlife crisis.
Or maybe it's our second midlife crisis, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think it comes to a point in your life where you go, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be the most authentic me.
And what does the most authentic you mean?
Well, I don't know. I'm still trying to work that out.
You know what I think it is? I think it's actually acknowledging how you feel, what you think, what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, what you do want in your life and what you don't want in your life, and not pretending. So for me, being authentic is about just being me, and I probably learnt about authenticity about, 15, 20 years ago. I've done a lot of personal development over the last 15 to 20 years. And one of the things I learnt, that when you're your authentic self, and I've always been someone who wears my heart on my sleeve, but when you are your authentic self, what it does is it actually allows other people to be themselves.
Yeah.
So if you're not pretending and hiding and, pretending to be something that you're not because you think you're being what other people want you to be, then it actually creates the space for other people to be themselves. So, I have received negative feedback from people who just don't like me for whatever reason, but I've also come to realize that the people who are meant to be in my life will be in my life.
Yeah.
People who like me. Those who don't, and that's okay. I don't have to have everyone like me. And as I get older, I think too, I need less friends in my life, and it's about being close with the people that are in my life. And I also take that through to my business. So in my business, I like working with a small number of people and quality people, because I find if I can find people that I love to work with, so clients, JV partners and things like that, I'm just happier. What about you, Lou?
I think you repel people that you don't want to work with anyway if you show more your authenticity.
True.
And you attract people that you want to work with.
Yes.
Because they like who you are and who you stand for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're not being fake.
Yeah.
And we're always worried about what people are thinking or saying. Oh, well, actually, this is a part of my epiphany, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it all comes down to, fear of rejection.
Yes, definitely. Because everyone wants to be accepted and loved and liked. And
Yeah.
So do you want to tell everyone about what you realise for yourself with the fear of rejection?
Well, fear of rejection, it's painful. Nobody wants to be in pain.
Yeah, but how did you realise that, oh my God, because one of the things Louanne said was that she realised she says no for people before even giving them the opportunity to say no. So how did you realise that you were so scared of getting a no, whether it's in your personal life or your business life, that you would not ask someone for something, or you would not try and create something because of your fear of rejection. So
because I was thinking what they might be thinking, and they might not be thinking that at all. So it stopped. I was thinking on behalf of what they were thinking. How stupid's that?
Well, it's not stupid. I think it's something that people do. I think as human beings we do it. But yeah, you can never know what someone else is thinking. So Louanne and I have lots and lots of conversations, and she'll say, and do you think they're thinking blah, 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 blah? And I go, well, Lou, I have no idea what they're thinking. You don't have any idea what they're thinking. What does it matter what they're thinking? Like, so long as your intention is never to... it's school holidays here, by the way. So if you're hearing all the noise in the background, it's my little girl getting her breakfast at 10 to 12. There you go. So, talk about being authentic, hey? So, yeah, I think... What was I saying? See, it's gone. Oh, yeah, I was saying that I say to Lou all the time, I have no idea what they're thinking. You have no idea what they're thinking. It doesn't matter what they're thinking, so long as your intentions are always good. So I don't think there's many of us that have the intention of doing something that will purposefully upset someone or purposefully do the wrong thing by people.
I think the fear of rejection, not only I've been affected in my relationships, but it affects my sales. It affects Facebook marketing. Yes. I had a conversation even last night to a client, and she said to me, but I'm not as vivacious as you, or I don't make people feel as comfortable as you. And I said, but you've got to make you as most authentic as you can be. You're not me. Yes. So, and I think that's hard if they watch people go, I would like to be like that, but they're not us. They've got to be the most authentic they can be.
Yes, and this client that Louanne was talking to is actually from overseas in Europe, and she's got a beautiful, sexy accent. And man, if I had a sexy accent, I'd be hamming it up. I would be like trained in Europe, and I'd make a thing out of it. So she was concerned that it was actually a hindrance to her in business here in Australia. However, I think if there's something that's a little bit different about you and you own it, and you're back to authenticity, if you really own that part of yourself, I think that you can create that as a brand. Not that I'm big on branding, but you do need to have your personality out there. And
I think you can't be generic. No. Like everybody else. And it's the only thing that you can come through is rapport with your personality. Yes. And connecting with people.
And I think that comes down to also not worrying about what other people think, because there are going to be people who love you and there are going to be people who don't love you. Yeah. I mean, you guys are probably watching this right now going, what has she done with her hair today? I don't like it. It's not nice. Well, for those of you who can see the video, because what we're actually doing is we're recording audio and video on this so that that I can strip the audio out for our podcast, but we can also add some video in. We won't always be able to do video because Louanne and I live on opposite sides of Australia. However, we might be able to do FaceTime recordings. We'll see how we go. But yeah.
So the other thing that the rejection of fear, the pain as it is, as painful as it is, I think
the fear of rejection. Do you mean?
Yeah, the fear of rejection. I think we have this silent conversation with ourselves, and we say to ourselves that I am not good enough.
Oh, absolutely, and everyone does it. Everyone has deep down a feeling.
Friendships or or even Facebook marketing. I am not good enough. Are you?
Yeah, everyone goes through that, but it's just BS. It's just not the truth. We're all different. We all have our own specialty in being me, being you being you.
Yeah. But this is my epiphany, okay? My epiphany. Yeah. So when we try and avoid pain, of fear of rejection, and it depends on where we does it paralyze you? Does it stop you from doing things? So the when we want to avoid it, we actually avoid connecting ourselves. So we are actually the rejecter.
Absolutely.
So that was my epiphany.
If you're too scared to ask the question, of a person, or you're so scared that people won't like you, or you're going to be, told no or rejected in a certain situation, who's rejecting you? Not the other person, because you haven't even given them the opportunity to reject you. You're rejecting you before you even give anyone else the chance.
I even have this amazing mentor in my life, and I'm too scared. Honestly, I am too scared to present my work for critiquing because I'm scared of rejection, and he's there to help me, and I'm rejecting him.
Okay, so if you're watching this and you know who you are, our very special mentor, I have been nagging the shit out of her to get her work to you, and she's driving me nuts. She won't do it, so you can cane her for that.
Oh, Tracie.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm just being honest.
And
I'm just being honest.
Because that's what this episode is all about, honesty and authenticity.
And now I feel embarrassed.
Because now I get why, well, that's being authentic, that you're embarrassed. And now I get why, because I couldn't understand why you wouldn't send through your work for him to have a look at.
Because it's like talking to my husband. He corrects everything or picks things up. So instead of being rejected, I reject them first.
I know, but can I tell you, there's a difference between asking for critiquing or asking for help than someone jumping in and giving you an opinion that you never asked for. So your husband just going, is very different to you going to your mentor saying, hey, can you have a look at my work?
Yeah, I suppose.
Very, very different. Asking for someone's opinion.
And I'm sure I'm not alone when you feel that way.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
There'd be lots of people that feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
So, mentor, you've got permission to cane her.
It's all good. I really admire this man. And
he's all right. Don't say too much. You'll give him a big head.
So the rest of my epiphany that I wrote down was basically, you can't reject me because I'm not connecting with you. So when people are on Facebook that can't do or are shy away from videos or...
you shy away from videos?
Well, no, I don't. But people who do shy away from videos go, I don't feel comfortable doing videos or something like that. So what they're really saying is, I don't know if I feel comfortable enough to be in front of a camera to connect with someone so they don't reject me.
Yeah, and that's the only reason you're not feeling comfortable is because you're worried that people aren't going to like you. That is the only reason.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're all okay. We're all enough. Yeah. We're all special and unique. And honestly, we're all enough.
Yeah. We
can all learn more. We can all, if we want to, no one knows everything.
That's right.
Even the world's smartest people, the world is changing at an exponentially rapid rate. So even if you're the smartest person on earth, the smartest person can still learn more. None of us know everything, and we've all got to start from somewhere. So it doesn't even matter what age you are. So I was having a conversation with someone a few weeks ago, and I don't know, I think he was about 35 or something, and I asked him to guess my age because I don't know, I'm a bit vain like that. But anyway,
maybe midlife crisis point, you don't ever ask again.
No, I don't care. I'm always interested in other people's views of me.
Yeah.
And I said to him, oh, well, how old do you think I am? And he goes, oh, well, you're in the internet marketing space. You're Facebook marketing. You'd have to be 35 or younger. And I was like, I'm 45, thank you very much. He goes, no way, you're way too old to be in that industry. Yeah, you're too old, you're a dinosaur.
And how did you feel?
Up your bum, chum.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it. I do the work.
Yeah.
I've got clients. And look, there's stuff that shits me about it. Don't get me wrong. Like yesterday I was running a campaign that I was getting really good clicks. It got approved through Facebook. And then like 10 o'clock last night or 9 o'clock last night, I don't know what time it was, Facebook shut down all my ads.
Oh, that's another rejection, isn't it? How frustrating is that?
Oh, that's different though. That's just
I know
annoying,
it's not a personal,
isn't
but
it?
it's still
Yeah, it is really, really frustrating.
Because you only got so many strikes and you're banned.
That's
So,
right.
yeah,
So,
that-
yeah. Yeah, so...
how to overcome the fear of rejection is you got to look at yourself as what shapes our lives, and if we go in an avoidance to reject pain, it stops us from doing the shit we really want to do.
Yeah, well, you're not open to living a fulfilling, extraordinary life. And I know for me, I've always been someone who wants to live an extraordinary life. I am not happy to sit at home and do nothing, although sometimes when I've been living my life, I do get tired and I want to sit at home and do nothing. However, I want to live a life that is full of experiences, and it's not owning stuff. Like, I love beautiful things.
Yeah.
But for me, it's about...
clutter sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it is. But for me, it's about, like, life experiences.
Yeah.
And I think as entrepreneurs and being in business, we're sort of like, we're so lucky we can create that. I don't know how people have jobs. Or if you're in a job and you're thinking about going to business, give it a go. Like, it doesn't mean you have to jump ship from your job, start something on the side so that you've got your security, your financial security in the background. But...
there's ways around it.
Yeah, I just think we're so lucky that we get to create a life that we love living, and we are the only people that really restrict what we get to experience in life, and those restrictions do come from fears.
So growing your business can be a fear because you're not connecting with people, because you're fear of people thinking about what they're thinking, and they're not even thinking that at all. So your whole universe stops on something that's not real.
Yeah, it's not even true.
It's crazy.
We make this shit up and fail and then blame other people and other things and circumstances and stuff outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
When really, I'd have to say that 100% of the time we're all responsible for what happens in our businesses.
I suppose you've got to tell yourself, okay, if a client rejects you, what's the result?
What, financially or?
Well, like if you put something out there and someone rejects you,
yeah,
and are you okay with that? I think it's a conversation you have before you don't make your mind up before you have that conversation.
I don't even think I think it's so ingrained in us, the fear of rejection, that we don't even realise it's there.
Yeah.
Like we feel a sense of fear or a sense of something.
Yeah.
But we're not, we're just, it's so, I don't know, in our subconscious or something. Yeah. We're not even aware. We're not even questioning ourselves and why we're not taking the actions we need to take. Like, we know we're scared, but we don't know why.
But you also lose friendships and relationships in your family because you stop connecting.
Well, okay, explain that. What do you mean by that?
So I have a beautiful family. I love my mum and dad, and I love all my sisters, but I'm always fearful of what they think of my actions. So I stop connecting with them, stop having that lovely connection because I'm fearful of what they're thinking.
Yeah.
So that's really stopped me
showing them what's going on in your life.
Yeah, like I've really withdrawn because I don't want the judgment.
Yeah, okay, so mine's the opposite. Like, I'm over the judgment. I feel judged, so I have just pulled back. I'm not fearful because I just feel like I'm being judged. So
but maybe you're not being judged.
I've withdrawn. Well, like people say, "Oh, I'm not judging you," but they are, because they're giving you their opinions on you and your kids and your family.
But isn't this the same thing though? You're rejecting them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Well, it's similar. It's that, like, I got a point where I put boundaries in place for myself because I used to be like that. Yeah. Like, I worried about what their opinion. Now I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I put boundaries in place. I live in a town on my own. I don't have any family around me. I've had 4 kids, 1 with special needs, run businesses, done it tough financially, had good times financially, done it tough financially, but I've done it on my own. Like, why am I worried about... I just hit a point where I'm like, nah, screw this. Why am I lying in bed crying or worrying about what my family thinks? And not just my immediate family. Like, I've got some other family that have never really liked me. I don't know why, but they're really, really judgy of me. And it was only last year I basically got to a point where I thought, screw them. What am I worried about them for? They're not down here helping me out.
But do you realise that's midlife crisis? That is the defined point of midlife crisis.
No, my midlife crisis when I was 37, I was overseas. Yeah, I went through midlife crisis.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe is there a 10-year span?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I think you hit a point where you go,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, this isn't enough anymore, and I want more. So for me, it was like wanting to leave my marriage, but still really liking my husband.
Yeah.
But wanting to leave it because I just wasn't happy, and he wasn't happy either. I didn't want to lose the friendship of that marriage, and I didn't want to lose him out of my life. So, like, we took a long time to separate. Like, we probably took 5 years of talking about separating, going, no, being too scared and doing it and all of that. So, I don't know if a midlife crisis is at one point, or is it over?
I don't know, but there's a defined point, I think, and for people who are in their 30s, just watch out, where there is and there seems to be a shame around this subject.
Do you think?
I think maybe.
I see. I don't think there's any shame. But you know what? You come from a very different world from me as well. So your world is let's keep secrets, let's keep stuff let's pretend everything's all great, because that's the world you come from. Whereas from me, I don't come from that world. I think I come like I saw my mum and dad go through stuff. Like I remember, like when I think back. So I don't think it's a shameful topic. People make fun of it and make jokes about it.
But I think there's a defined point where you go, I want to be the most authentic me now.
True.
And I've got to remove people who aren't bringing that out, or remove not myself from a situation, but you change your friendships.
But you do anyway, don't you think you change friendships as life goes on? So some, when you're in your 20s and you start having babies, or
true,
you hang out with other people who've got babies, people come and go out of your life.
Yes, true. But I'm not here to say like misery wants company and we're all miserable.
No.
I'm just saying the fear of rejection can be really painful, and if we can't, are we fearful of fear of rejection, or can we bounce through this and go whatever?
I don't know whether you can bounce through it, maybe, but I think it's just being aware of those insecurities and fears, because once you're aware of it, it actually means that you have the opportunity to choose to step outside of it.
Yeah.
When you're totally oblivious that you're living your life through a filter of fear, of things not being right, it stops you, but you don't even realise you're being stopped. And I think once it's about awareness, once you're aware, you start living being your authentic self, not worrying so much about having to need, everyone like you, because it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
I think once that awareness is there, you can't undo the awareness. So, but it's in every moment reminding yourself, am I making a choice here out of fear? Am I not even choosing? Am I just in that pattern of what I've always done? But when you are aware, then you can go, oh, okay, I'm doing that thing where I'm just being scared. Am I making a choice out of fear, or am I making a powerful choice out of what I want for myself in my life?
Now, can I tell you one more epiphany that just came to me?
Yes, go.
That we've got our heart and our brain, and we listen to our brain because it's logical. We go, okay, well, I've got to be in this situation because the finances, blah, 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 blah. But then our heart is saying something differently. It could be, I really hate that job because it doesn't drive me, I feel dead inside. Mm-hmm. So I think that again is a midlife a midlife crisis point where you go, enough's enough. I'm going to go and do
But do you think that's always, I know you've had your big, I'm going through midlife crisis thing at the moment, and I had mine 7 years ago. So do you think that everything is midlife crisis, or do you think that it can also just be that I'm sick of this, or I want something different?
I can only answer for me.
Does it all have to be a midlife crisis?
No, I can only answer that for me. It was just one particular moment where the light bulb went on, and I just was I didn't want Groundhog Day anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Day in, day out, day in, day out. The same. I was
Same shit, different day.
fearful of crossing the line of making changes, and I now hopefully am open to new experiences. It's not going to close me up and make me small. I've got a lie. I want to show the world how fabulous I am.
Well, I think that you won't ever live a small life. You're like, we have so much fun
I know we do.
with everything we do. We have fun, and it's almost like it makes the rest of the world boring or something. I don't know what it is, but we do. We have heaps and heaps of fun. We haven't spoken much about business in this because it was the topic that we really want to talk about, and we really want this podcast to be authentic and us, like the raw us. And if you like us, you'll like us. If you don't, see you later, alligator.
It's okay.
It's okay. We're totally okay with that. This is just the first episode. We wanted to sort of set the tone of... did you hear me go up on that?
I am good enough.
I am good enough. We are. We're all good enough. My Mac's going to go to sleep. Hold on, people. Let me just sort this. A bit of cleavage there. There we go. So, we're all good enough. You're good enough. I'm good enough. Lou, you're good enough.
Yeah.
And it's not just about being good enough. The fact that we're human means that we're enough.
Yeah.
Everyone's on their own journey, especially as entrepreneurs. It can be a lonely journey, and you sort of sometimes get to that point where you go, oh, I'm sick of being an entrepreneur. I'm just going to go get a job. And if you're anything like me, you go get a job for 3 weeks and quit because they're dickheads and don't know how to run businesses and drive you insane. So a job lasts like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think I just wanted to cover about the fear of rejection and how it feels. I'm sure I'm not alone. Everyone feels like that. How it affects our relationships, our sales, our even Facebook marketing, our connection with people.
Yeah. Because, it's true. I heard something, and I've always felt this way. We don't do business with other businesses. We're humans doing business with other humans. And I never do business with people I don't like. I'm like, even as a customer, when I'm looking to buy a product or a service, it's always the person I'm buying. It's like, if I like them, if I trust them, if we hit it off, I'm all about that connection. So, business isn't business. We're in the business of being human, and it's humans who connect with humans.
Yeah, it's connecting.
Yeah.
Connection.
And if you're being yourself, imagine how much deeper and stronger and amazing that connection can be if you can totally be yourself, because you don't have a fear of they're not going to like me, they're not going to do... Like Louanne and I, oh my God, we've been a bit titchy with each other today. We've been together for... probably 10 days or something now.
And we're not gay, I have to say.
Oh, she always says that, and I don't know why she says it, because then it puts it in people's head.
Can we just...
She doesn't... That? No, because you always say it. You put it in people's heads. You always say it's staying.
Because here I go.
I'm worried about that they think we're gay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that if my mother's watching going, I wonder if she's...
I don't know why it even comes into your head. Are you secretly in love with me? She secretly wants me. She's a secret closet lesbian.
No, I'm not. I just, again, I think that people, because we connect so well, and I think that people will look at us and go, oh, they're gay.
I just don't know why you would think that would even come into people's heads. You're married, and I've got a boyfriend. We don't do puss, peeps.
Stop it. You don't say that.
Explicit podcast. But anyway, so what were we saying before you friggin... Oh, yeah, okay, tetchy. So she's been a bit snippy with me, and she snapped at me a few times, and then she's really messy, so it annoys the crap out of me. She's like one of the kids, opens up a wrapper of a chocolate and leaves it sitting and then walks away. See, look at her face. Did you see that big sigh? She's like... So we can sometimes get a bit tetchy with each other, but I know I can be my absolute 100% authentic self, and she's still going to love me and still going to be my friend.
Yeah, true.
So I think when you have that sort of depth of relationship, not just with your bestie, but when you can genuinely have that in business, in life, anywhere, it just makes life so much easier.
I can say anything to you and you have no judgment to me.
No, you piss me off sometimes and I think, oh, for fuck's sake. But no, I'm not, I don't know, maybe I'm judging what you're saying based on my own views and perceptions, but I'm not judging you as a human being. I'll judge whether I agree or disagree with your statement, but I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
I'm not going, oh my God, she's such an idiot because she thinks that.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the difference is, I'm probably judging what you say or what you do, but not you as a human being.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I'm like with most people. Like, I might not agree with everything they do or say, but I can always see the human being underneath whatever that situation is. I mean, we've been in situations with people, and I just feel love for human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
a halo around her head there. Ding! Smile.
Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up here. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think we're just going to have different time podcasts depending on what we're talking about. Because
we're bringing this from life experience.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
is what gives us, oh my goodness, that's what we need to
Can
talk
I
about.
tell you something?
How I feel.
Before we go, can I just tell you something about podcasts that I really, really hate? I hate it when someone's interviewing a guest. And we're going to have guests people that will interview about different things as well. Mm-hmm. But I hate it when someone's on a podcast and they've got, because I'm a bit of a wing it girl sometimes, I hate it when they go, well, our half an hour's up, we've got to go now. And it'll be something that's really interesting and you just want to hear more from that guest.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to have any exact times with how long it's going to go. I think we should just wing each episode, and I mean we know the topic that we want to talk about, and then spend so much time on each business. So if you're a business and you'd like some, or even if you've got like what is it, agony aunt type stuff, like in your personal life, that is impacting on your business, and you want our opinion. And let me tell you, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, so take it with a grain of salt. But if you've got something that you're dealing with that you want to have a chat with the girls about, or if you have a business marketing question, next episode we'll have a business that we talk about, and you'll get the gist of how we're going to run things. But if you've got any questions, we'd love to hear from you. You can write in the comments below. I'm not sure where below is. I'll put this up on my website as a blog post, and we'll add it into our groups and all that sort of stuff. But we hope you've enjoyed listening to our BS.
And I don't think it's BS. I think it's authentic. Are we authentic bullshit artists, are we?
We're authentic bullshit artists. There you go.
No, but look, at the end of the day, this has really come deep down from some soul searching.
Lou's had a really, really big last 10 days, and I've just sat next to her supporting her, and it's hard watching your friend go through hard stuff and not being able to take away the pain, but just sort of sitting here next to someone while they cry their little eyes out. And
oh, it was soul searching. It's been quite I think to experience happiness you've got to experience sadness.
She certainly had a big bang to the start of 2017. So we're up for an exciting year. Look forward to our next podcast. We'd love to hear comments. Look, I was going to say please be nice, but whatever, post whatever you want. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll be back again soon. I think weekly, if we can. Do you reckon we can put together weekly?
Yeah.
Can we be that committed?
Yeah, why not?
My authentic self says...
It's hard getting you.
No, it's not. It's hard getting you. You're like, no, I've got an appointment.
No, you're the same.
Yeah, but it's like you got to get me when I feel like talking, because there's times I don't feel like talking.
No, I get it.
I'm just like,
I'm not
done.
in the mood.
I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
So, All right,
I get
guys.
it. Okay.
Have a great week. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.